Hi, N.A.R.C troopers. We're into the skinny of it now. No, wait, the thick of it now with the pandemic. Everybody's sheltering in place. Everybody's practicing social distancing. Even outdoor activities seem to be limited. So I'm sitting here in my backyard today, and I wanted to talk to you briefly about no contact. That's been a topic that's come up on a lot of threads recently that I've seen. They're always there. People talking about this on Quora and on Facebook and things like that. They talk about the problems that they have maintaining no contact with their narcissistic or sociopathic ex. And so I want to just kind of go over that a little bit. I think that the reason that this is such an imperative for people is that, in a sense, the relationship is an addiction. And as with any addiction, there has to be withdrawal. And after withdrawal, there is a healing. This is recovery. This is sobriety. And I think that when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, whether you're married or just spending a long period of time with them, it's difficult to go through the withdrawal from that person is like a withdrawal from a drug addiction or an alcohol addiction. I've even heard some people say that that type of withdrawal is even more difficult than what you would have from drugs or alcohol. And there are a lot of reasons for that. There's unhealthy attachments that have been conditioned and reinforced over a period of time. These could come in many forms, but the ultimate ending there, the outcome, is that you have trauma bonding. And that just means that it's sort of like Stockholm syndrome. You fall in love with your captor. You become brainwashed, and it is a complete body, mind, and soul addiction to the perpetrator, to the one that is abusive, the person that kidnapped you and held you for ransom, so to speak. So when you have that kind of unhealthy attachment addiction to another person, of course there's a period of withdrawal. And of course there's a period that you have to pass through where you're going to feel compelled to get a fix, to get a hit, to get that feeling that you have of ecstasy or bliss that only that person can provide. And I think during the pandemic, when there's such social isolation, it exacerbates that longing for that fix, so that it's very tempting to break no contact and just start looking through their social media page, or maybe reaching out with a text or something, using anything as an excuse to establish that contact again, to get that little rush, to get that relief, to get that fix, just like you would if you were a junkie and you were a heroin addict. So if you look at it that way, that you are trying to maintain sobriety after a lengthy addiction where you have been essentially brainwashed and conditioned to the responses that they want you to give them, then you have to do everything in your power to not break the no contact. I would strongly recommend getting like a sponsor, like you do for AA or for N.A. or any of those groups. They assign a person, and if you're feeling a weak moment, you call them 24/7 and say, hey, sponsor, I'm feeling like I'm going to text him or her. I feel like I'm going to do something I shouldn't do. And then they talk you down from the ledge. They have that intervention with you that helps you snap back to reality and say, you know, what is the benefit of reaching out to the person? What are you hoping to gain? You know that they have a personality disorder. They are maladaptive. They are disordered. They are not okay. They are lacking, they are deficient in basic human qualities that enable them to function like a human being in a healthy relationship. So what could you possibly have for your intention for reaching out to them and reestablishing contact? So it's super important to have some backup people that can come to the rescue. Call in the cavalry, say, come help me, I'm weak, I'm gonna do something stupid, and then have them intervene on your behalf. If you don't have anyone, I suggest that you maybe get a therapist counselor relationship going. They have those things online for those of us that can't leave our house right now. You can also just call a crisis hotline if there's no one else to call, or call, if you go to church, call one of your church people, just anyone to make a contact. Get up and get outside, take a walk, and that kind of thing. One last little message to you. If you do fail, if you succumb to that very compelling desire to establish that contact, to get that fix, if that happens to you, please be kind with yourself, because it's gonna happen. For some people, they do it a lot, others less, but it's going to happen, and there's going to be backsliding, there's going to be mishaps, there's going to be moments of weakness where you fail and you fall off the wagon. So when that happens, you just get up, dust yourself off, try not to beat yourself up, and because that just makes things worse. If you're really beating yourself up, be kind to yourself, and understanding that you're going through something extremely difficult, and that you're doing the best you can, and that you're going to just get back on that horse and try it again. And then you just keep on doing that. I myself have really struggled with this. It's been 9.5 months almost, 9.5 months, and I'm still breaking no contact, doing things that I should not do, reaching out with a text, saying humiliating, degrading, begging, this time if I say this, it's gonna suddenly, he'll have an epiphany, a light will come on, he will be healed, and it will be restorative, and he will return, and we will live happily ever after. No, it's not gonna happen, and I know that, but sometimes, you just can't help yourself, and you're having a hard time. So let's remember, mask up, and they wear these masks all the time when they're with you, 24/7. They never take it off. You don't know what's under that mask until the end, and then surprise, here I am somebody else you did not expect. So let's remember that mask. Let's remember who they really are, is just this empty shell of a person that is never going to be what you need them to be. They're never going to be that. Let it go. And if today is day one of no contact for you because you succumbed to whatever, that's okay. You can, we do have to eventually leave it alone, walk away, move on, and do something else. We have to get to that place. And so maybe a year, when a year magically comes, then no more for me, or maybe it's going to be 2 years. I don't know, but at some point it will happen, and it will happen for you too. So don't lose hope, keep trying, and remember, now it's your turn to wear the mask. Happy days, everybody. Talk to you soon.